You see, when people used to say Trotters in school, I always used to assume that it was an area in London.
You know, by that point, say like 2011, the shop had already been there like 20 something years. So it already had a presence, especially in London. Like, not to brag, but if you're from East London, you know about Trotters. It's without doubt, you know.
I'm so grateful and so proud of myself.
I need to be a developer, so that's going to come.
The whole team, every single one of us. These watches I've known for, these are
challenge me. Subscribe, do everything you need to do, yeah?
Everyone ready? Yeah, cool. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the CEOCAST. Welcome back to the 63rd episode, I want to say, something like that. Anyway, today, as you can see from the sign above me, it says Trotters. You know what, Trotters Jewellers. I'm joined with Judd, Kallum and Alex, and today we're going to take it away, find out how they started, how they got to where they are, and where they're going to go in the future. So, I'll just introduce you guys.
So, hi guys, I'm Kallum, here at Trotters Jewellers. We've been going for the last 10 years and today we can show our story.
Hi, I'm Judd. I've been here for a while. You may know my colleague.
I'm Alex, the final of the three. Nice to meet you all.
That's it. So, I guess we're going to first off start, for the people who don't exactly know what Trotters is, I mean, especially living under a rock, what is Trotters?
I'll take this one. So we're a luxury timepiece shop and we do the occasional jewellery piece by request. We've been sourcing watches now for the past 25 years. We've been in full control of the company for the past 10 to 11 years and we've taken it from strength to strength.
So when you say you've been in control for the past 11 years, what do you mean exactly?
We've taken the actual reins over from the previous owner, my dad.
Yeah.
And we put our own strengths and attributes on the company and we took it in the direction we wanted to.
Yeah, so we'll start off with how Trotters started. Like you said, it was your dad's business before, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so then how did you two get involved in it as well?
Yeah, cool. Sorry, rolling, weren't we? So, about since I was 17, I've been involved around watches, sort of had a real passion for them. I started first going to the watch shows as Judd. He used to sort of tag along.
Yeah, just a brief one before we go into it.
Yeah, I used to tag along. Yeah, I used to tag along the watch shows, really have a good passion for it. And then, before that.
Yes, how do we know each other?
So obviously, school times. Yeah. So year 7, we all met. Obviously, we first went in secondary school. And then since then, we've been sort of smashing life.
Smashing life, yeah. What secondary school did you go to?
Rodin Valley High School, Loughton. All my ex-teachers who said we wouldn't amount to nothing.
Shout out to all my ex-teachers.
So you're all the same age then?
Yeah, literally.
All went to school together.
He's old.
Met in year 7 and been best mates since, and then left school, obviously went our separate ways, but rejoined up after that. So
what did you guys do like in the time? Because Judd, you took over from your dad, right?
I went straight into Trotters, yeah.
Okay, so you went straight into Trotters. Yeah. Did you go to college, uni, anything like that?
I've got GCSEs. Cool. No, so yeah, I just went straight into Trotters, yeah.
And as for you guys?
So I went a little bit of a different direction. At first, I've done a few things. Then I've done my own things for about 5 years, and then I ended up getting collared by Judd one day. And he said,
"He looked good."
He saw me in a suit one day and he said, "Oh, I like that. You look good." Him and his old man, and that's how I went up in Trotters.
Raheem, he knew what he was doing that day.
Yeah.
He come in.
I think he just got let go by his old job.
Did you go into Trotters?
No. Obviously, whatever one of Judd's mates from school.
Yeah.
No matter who they are, where they are now, at least someone has worked in Trotters, whether it's one day, a couple of days, or a week.
Okay.
Some might have lasted a month. Yeah. That's it.
If I needed temp cover or help,
you
know, who else to ask than my best mates? So they'd always occasionally, or they'd just stroll in or walk past, you know, it was just one of them things. So
it was kind of a ritual, wasn't it? It was like, if ever let's go West End today as 15, 16-year-old, and then we'd go, let's go pop in and see Judd, and we'd all just roll in. Yeah. But you knew, I mean, at the time we didn't know because we never experienced the shop. So like, you knew when you walked in, Judd would be like stressed up to his eyes, and we'd be like, we're like 15, 16, thinking like, what's going on? You're joking me? We're about to go buy some AirPods and fucking enjoy life. And he was kind of like, I can't really talk to you boys.
I was changing a watch battery, like stressing out the back.
So yeah, it wasn't, until, for me personally, left school, went to sixth form for meant to be 2 years, and then 6 months into it, signed professional football.
Okay.
We love him, man.
Big him up.
Not
Credit
just
to
good
him.
looks and all that. I used to play-
Tell me who you played for as well.
Signed professional football for Dagenham Redbridge.
Okay, yeah.
They was League One at the time, so it was good level. But signed for them and kind of spent, say, from floating around from different clubs professionally, 4 or 5 years in the professional game.
Yeah.
And then, from kind of 21, 22, kind of had to make a decision. Do I carry on playing football? Am I going to make it? Or do I kind of sort myself out and kind of drop to part-time football? And that's when I started, kind of 21, 22. And
But then being in a professional football team, wouldn't you see that your whole... I mean, I'm guessing at that point, you're like, that's your dream of being a footballer.
Of course, yeah.
So didn't you want to,
yeah,
continue
like,
down
I
that
mean,
path?
I did. Like, for example, I was 16 when I first signed professional. So it was like, I really give it my all for 5 years. And then it was kind of like, when I was professional, there wasn't that like Jamie Vardy breakthroughs. There was kind of like, look, you can get to the top, but you've got to really graft at it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, I think I hit a point where I was like 22, and it was like, listen, professional football, you're not always getting great money.
You were so committed. He was so
Yeah,
committed.
I never used to drink,
16,
never-
17 years old, he's summer, he's break, so he's like May, June, he was like practicing on the field of football.
Yeah, train. I'll give it
Never
my
used
all.
to booze.
You did.
Never used
So
to
while
booze.
everyone's going clubbing at that age or something
He was
like
going,
that,
but Red Bulls.
Yeah,
Okay.
Red Bull.
No,
He was
alcohol.
out. I'll tell you, like we would be out, we'd about to pre-drink someone. He might be like 6 hours away in like fucking Devon or Cornwall or something. They go, no, I'm coming out. I go, mate, you go, yeah, I'll get back into like, I'll get back home at like 10 o'clock. I'll meet you there at 10.
Yeah.
So he'd like come, he'd never be like tired. He'd always be out. He'd rarely miss a night out. Then he'd be back up again for football the next day or whatever, or the next couple days after that. He was committed.
Listen, I'll give it my all for 6 years, and I think there's got to be a point where you kind of think,
Is this me?
are you going to make it? Kind of look at the odds.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'll drop to part-time, so I was still playing semi-professionals. It was still a good level where you can be recognised.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, let me just do that. And then obviously, Judd was like, oh yeah, not playing professional no more. Do you need a job? I was like, yeah.
No, you actually covered for me one weekend
Yeah.
when I went away to a watch show. And I come back and you was like, I'm here now.
Yeah. Got collared by Judd's dad, and yeah, he was. I'd like to say he was a good judge of character because obviously he employed me. So, but yeah, no. Since then, never looked back, and you can see where we've sort of took it to now.
Good times at the beginning, good times.
It was.
With a giggle.
So then, Judd, for you left school, right?
Yeah.
You didn't go to sixth form, you didn't go college, uni.
Yeah.
You just joined straight with your dad.
Yeah.
So what was that like then? Lads, let's be honest. How many times have you shaved just downstairs and you've accidentally cut yourself? Painful, innit? Well, with Manscaped, you don't have to worry about no more. Your balls will literally thank you. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed, optimized trimmer that makes shaving time your favorite time in the bathroom. I'm one of the first to try the new Lawnmower 4.0, and I can tell you right now, the performance is out of this world. Trust me when I say I put it through its paces. You no longer have to worry about all the cuts and scuffs that you get downstairs or wherever on your body, because Manscaped's gonna give you that confidence to make sure that you get none of that again. Their new 4th generation features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to make sure it reduces all your grooming accidents thanks to their skin-safe technology. Me personally, I finally feel confident shaving my body, especially in the big boy area. This upgraded trimmer includes a multi-function on-off switch which can also engage a travel lock. It also gives you the ability to turn off the 4000 Kelvin LED functional light at the front, making sure you can get in those dark, dingy areas that you would never be able to get before. And you know what? It even has a guard length of lengths 1 to 4, so you make sure you can trim, I don't know, you might give yourself a skin fade down there. I don't know why you would do that, but you can do it. Boys, if you've been that person to use the same trimmer on your balls and on your beard, firstly, you're disgusting, and secondly, it's time for you to change that with Manscaped. The new wireless charging system uses electromagnetic induction, which will help the battery last a lot longer. It's time to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with code CEOCAST at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Once again, get 20% off plus free shipping with code CEOCAST at manscaped.com. And you know what? While you're at it, grab yourself a weed whacker as well, because no one wants to see your hairy nose, so get all of that sorted as well. So I want to thank Manscaped for giving me the confidence when it comes to my shaving time. Now let's get straight back to the episode.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough as a 16-year-old boy, because don't get me wrong, it was like having a college course in itself, like
Was that the army?
yeah, no, what's it
Thrown
called? It's
into
like
deep
I was thrown into deep end, but in a good way. And luckily, it was my dad. You know, who else better to teach you? But it was not easy on me. But then, like, see, Alex going to play football. You know, like obviously, I think at the time Kallum wasn't working weekends as such. Some of my friends were, and I was jealous then, but when you're younger, you can't really get the bigger picture, and I struggled with that a little
The
bit.
shop was straight 6 days a week forever, and then like December comes, you're 7 days.
Yeah.
And that's quite hard, especially like being someone who wants to, like you're young, 16, you want to go out on like the Friday, Saturday, maybe the Sunday. Like, yeah, never had that opportunity really. And like when we always go out on the Friday night, we like ring, me and Al like ring Judd up, come like, do you want to go out? Sorry, we wouldn't get that far. We ring him and he wouldn't answer. I'm like, mate, I think we'd like turn up at his house, wouldn't we? Yeah. We go, well, where's Joe? His mum got, oh, he's asleep. I'm like, how's he tired? Like, what, is he weird? Like, is there something wrong with him? And now you know, honestly, now I used to do the days in the shop, you're in, set up, ready to go at 8 a.m. You've left at 5, half 5. By the time you get home, I'm shagged. I'm like...
It's mentally draining, not physically draining. And it's two different things. And I think as a young boy, when you're doing like, what's school? 8:30 till 3:30 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then straight away, boom, 7 a.m. till like 6 p.m. or maybe later, maybe 7 o'clock. My body just couldn't adjust straight away. And especially being a young boy, you want to stack, go with your mates, got my driving license, all that stuff. So it was definitely a trial and error process for I think all of us. Like, you know, I think that's why you do make mistakes, because your life's changing big time.
Yeah. Was the shop always based in Bethnal Green before?
Always. So since 1991, that's been there in Bethnal Green, part of the East End. But Bethnal Green's changed for the better and the worse over the years. You know, in the recession in 2008, it kind of plummeted a little bit. Things weren't doing too well. The area struggled. But then it came back recently, and now it's even part of like Shoreditch. It's really trendy down there now, but obviously we're here now, so...
Yeah, no, we'll talk about the penthouse in a second, because that's a big step up, big move. I personally haven't seen the Bethnal Green store before.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was in school and stuff like that, everyone was talking about it, saying, yeah, I'm going to go down to Trotters and stuff like that, get myself a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Motivation.
Question I had is, where you lot getting the money from? You lot are in flipping year 11 talking about...
No.
But yeah, it's been mad. But then what was so mentally draining by it? Because obviously living... Well, we won't say where you live, but I mean, you would have had to wake up exceptionally early then, isn't it? And then you get home a lot later.
Well, then like it was tough, but then it was easy. Like for example, I had my dad there. You know, I'd have to just wake up and make sure I'm on time, and he would drive in, or I'd drive in, or get the train in. But my dad's an early bird, and I'm not naturally like that. So
no alarm, like up at 5, like that.
He's up 5 o'clock in the morning,
checking
bang,
the gold
up.
prices.
He'll ring you at 5 when he's up.
Yeah, and you're like,
Say, I'm coming to pick you up.
but you know, maybe we're wrong. You know, like maybe when you look out of it,
he's old man, proper old school mentality, like hard man to deal with, the best teacher you ever have.
Ever.
But like, yeah, you could be texting you at 5, like, I'm coming to get you, sweetheart, and you're like, what? Wait, you're like, what?
He'd pull up outside,
blaring the music
Bob Marley
out.
playing, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
like
Bob Marley, like blaring.
In
You're
the
like,
morning.
your mum's like, who's that? You're like, oh yeah, it's like Judd, man. He's like, well, fucking tell him to fucking go.
But no, like, you know, there's a lot of people, what he taught me from early ages is like, whilst you're asleep, the world's still moving on. And like at 6, 7 a.m, there's people out on the road. There's still people driving. There's lorry drivers. Everyone's still working.
Yeah.
But I used to think, why has a jewellery shop got to be open at 8 a.m? Like, who the hell comes in at 8 a.m? But it wasn't so much who was coming in, it was preparing yourself for the day upcoming.
Yeah.
So we'd do our paperwork, you'd have your coffee, you'd go through stuff that you was invoicing the day before.
100%.
And he was right, because you'd already be a step ahead of everybody else by the time they open.
Yeah.
So shops open at 10 a.m, you're ahead of them.
Yeah,
You're
'cause you've done
already.
the whole 2 hours work that you need
We was
to
in
done
there
it.
at 7:30, prepped, everything out, stock ready to go, everything, all polishes pre-ready, repairs ready to pick up. Like if we had to do like the hat and garden run, that was all prepped, ready to go, waiting for the runner to come in or whatever. And then whilst everyone's getting in at 10, half 10 with hangovers and that, weren't the case.
Yeah, no.
Preps at our end.
We was always on them.
And that's what allowed us to maintain our position and sort of be where we are now today.
How do you think it changed for you guys then, you know, going from working and being a professional footballer to then working in a jewellery store, getting up, being there for 8 a.m? Like, that must have been a proper switch.
I think for me, it was probably the biggest wake-up call, because I used to wake up at 9 o'clock, get to Dagenham for 10 o'clock, train at 10:30, finish
You was
at...
good in the mornings, though.
Yeah, I've always been good in the mornings, to be fair.
He's
But
the worst.
I was
the
like...
worst.
Yeah, so for me, it was probably the biggest wake-up call. So yeah, I'd start at 10:30, finish about sort of 1, bit of lunch, gym. I was home by like 2:30, and then just I was in such a routine of just like getting in at 2:30, and I'd have to sleep.
Yeah.
So I'd sleep, because my job was like physically draining. So I'd
Please,
get in,
2 hours of training a day. It's like a gym sesh.
But I'd have to get in and I'd sleep till like 4 or 5, and then everyone finishes work and I'm kind of like, I'm up again. And then, yeah, I mean, going to the shop was just like, mornings not so bad. Like I said, I'm always quite good in the mornings. Just when I hit 3 o'clock, when my body's like, probably still is now.
Sleep in it,
Yeah, when my body's so registered, I hit 3 o'clock and I'm just like, just drained. And like we said in the shop before, mentally drained is just more so non-stop all day. So phone calls, serving, writing invoices, buying watches, selling watches. It was just like so much.
Yeah.
People coming in and you was just like, you was doing something, but you were so busy, you had to serve them and do that. So you're just like multitasking constantly every day. And it was just like hit 5 o'clock and you were just like, wow, get me out of it.
And then you're out at 5 on the A12, stuck in traffic. And then you're like,
get home and
he's trying to drag you for something. You're like, oh mate.
He would FaceTime me. I'd be on the phone to him occasionally, most days. And I'd be like, "Where's Cal?"
The worst passenger I could have ever asked.
Oh mate, I love sleep. In the mornings, I'm
Do you know what though? I've got to put it on.
Yeah, same.
338 Calf, if you're watching, your coffees were shit. They was the worst coffees ever.
Cappuccino, it was basically a hot chocolate. And we used to, when we were so like, it was mentally like, yeah, this is doing something, but it never was.
Oh, nothing, yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
what
so
I'm
for me,
laughing
that
at.
was quite a shock to my system. But I think, what was you hours-wise when you was all right?
No, I mean, a bit later. I was never doing early mornings, especially in December, cold mornings, 6:30, get up, blackout, you know. But no, after a while, it's fine. As long as I get a little bit of momentum going, like after a couple of weeks, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, no, just like Al said, really, it's just during the day, it's just so like just badgering all the time. Not that I minded. I always love sort of meeting new people, serving and stuff like that. I always sort of liked it, but it does take its toll. And then like, obviously like the Instagram's going as well. You're like trying to be on that, and you're trying to serve customers at a time. And then Saturdays in the shop, Judd.
Horrendous.
So Judd, Al, when Al obviously used to do this football, he never on some Saturdays he used to play football.
Yeah.
So
He used
he'd
to
be
skype
one man
off
down.
on a Saturday.
Oh,
I had it
he was
sweet.
calling sick.
I was
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, but Judd, I'm semi-professional now, so I have to play on the Saturday to get paid.
Yeah.
So a Saturday in the shop was like busy, like constant. I'm talking like from as soon as you're open, and then you're supposed to close at 5. You're still in there at 6, and it's like people just buying. You're doing watch there, you're doing a chain there, you're doing pendant there, you're doing rings there, engagement rings, all that's there, that's going on. Big group coming to buy watches, just non-stop. Good, very good. Like I loved it, but after that day's done, you're done.
You know, it's like silly things like you don't think about, but when it gets to 3 o'clock and you'd start feeling like a little bit weak or angry, it's because you haven't eaten.
Yeah.
So you'd order food, it'd come in hot.
Yeah, but you're not
in
eating
5
until
minutes,
later on,
and
yeah.
then customers would come in and they'd look at you and be like, "Well, you're surely not going to eat," and you're like, "Oh." So
Like-
you'd eat whilst they're serving you, and you'd be giving you dirty looks. I'd think, "Not today."
Yeah, he used to start munching while he served. But don't forget, we was doing like handwritten invoices. So every sale, handwritten invoice. So then they had to take time on that. So now that customer's waiting for you to quickly finish the invoice. Then you need to make sure that's no mistakes on that. Put into the drawer, on to the next. But not in a rude way where it was like, right, you're done. Right, is that all right? Yeah, right, hello, mate. And you didn't want them to feel rushed, but you had to be because but
it's like
there were some people that queuing outside the shop one day. Like, I remember a couple of times where the shop was filled. You couldn't get. There was a double door system.
Yeah.
The door open, then you couldn't open it anymore to get in.
Yeah.
I'd say what capacity of 20 people max.
Yeah, like 20 people max.
It's still a big store, to be fair, though. 20 people.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, you're crammed in at 20. But
that's
you're
cool.
crammed in. No,
Swag.
I'll say you're excessive at 20.
yeah, I mean,
think?
I'll say you're full at 10.
Yeah, I'll put 10 in there and he's rammed.
He's full at
The
20.
worst thing about that, full capacity, no matter if it was 10 or 20 people, when everyone, because we had the protective glass there for obvious reasons to keep our safety and just diffuse a situation with anything. You just have to shout, and you're shouting through a little glass section like this big to talk through, and you'd be next to someone like him, and in the end, I should be like that, like, what? Yeah, like you can't hear nothing. In the end, I get a pen and paper out and be like writing messages to each other.
I'm the worst at that. Even now, though.
That still takes its toll on him today. Where obviously like they would be a little bit restricted in the voice. He's still today like shout to people, like, "How you shouting?" And he goes, "Oh, is it?"
You don't need to do that anymore, yeah.
Yeah, or loudspeaker, he's like shouting. I'm like, mate, relax, he can hear you.
Yeah. What was the working relationship like with your dad back then? Because I've worked with my dad before myself. Sometimes it's a nightmare, sometimes it's alright. But I mean, was it almost a father and son relationship, or was it straight work professional?
Business.
Business.
Yeah. If my dad's a straight businessman, and to be fair, I wouldn't be where we are today without him, no doubt whatsoever. But he was, to be honest, if going back, I wouldn't have changed a thing because I wouldn't have learned anything if I wouldn't have listened. And if there wouldn't have been some mistakes along the way, I would never have learned as well. So you have to make mistakes to know what to do correct next time. But working with family, for anybody out there, I do not think it's easy on any level. You know, everyone takes it too personal. So we had to really have that divide. At work was work, and when we got in that car after work or went home together, that was our home lifestyle.
Yeah, what do you got to live?
Yeah, what do you
But like, that would be the hardest thing because we was probably both different people outside of work, and at home we'd both be laughing and giggling and messing about, and then the next day at work we'd be clashing because, you know, at work it's a serious environment, and it's
He was
not
good
like,
at that, wasn't he? Like,
yeah,
separating.
he was very good at that.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. As he walked through that front door, it'd be a different person to it was at home. So no, it was good, but I've worked with him. I think it was 10 years or 9 or 10 years, and if you have any job for 10 years, I think it's quite, you know, that's quite a good achievement. But to work with your family member, it's definitely not easy.
So what made you want to take over, essentially? Because you could have gone down one route of, you know, working with alongside your dad for pretty much the rest of your life. But then your decision to take over, isn't it? And taking a different direction, I guess.
I guess, look, from a young age, ever since I was born, it's Trotters. There's nobody else out there, it's Trotters. You know, I was brought up with, that's my dad's shop, it's my love. And that's all I've ever known. So there's obviously been other big businesses, you know, our main competition at the time was Rankins. They've recently just shut the store down as well. Massive success over the years. But the rivalry itself we had between each other was insane, but I don't think we both would have been half as successful without each other. Yeah. Because we just pushed off of each other. And there's never been another name that I want to support. It's my team. You know, sometimes when you're born with, you're Arsenal or Tottenham, you know, that's my team. It's Trotters, that's it. I never will be anyone else.
So then when you took over, did you see where it needs to go? So what year did you take over in?
Wow, so 2011.
So that's basically when social media was just hitting thing.
This is when it started to change.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was early doors because I remember Alex is obviously a professional footballer, and I think Alex, you was on Twitter. Yeah. So I tried Twitter. You know, it was Facebook, Twitter. I think
Facebook wasn't really great for business pages, was it?
Facebook was hard work.
Yeah.
Facebook was hard, but things was changing quick, and I could see it. But the generation I had around me at the time, including like my dad and a gentleman was like an uncle to me, they couldn't really see the vision of where social media was going. And admittedly, it was a lot smaller then than it was now. Yeah. But where I'd be serving a customer and I'd be on my phone, phones were almost banned in the shop at the time because it was like, well, who you texting, like your friends and family and stuff. So I had to try and convince them of what I was trying to do. But to try and build something up from the ground upwards is difficult in the first place. So when I got, I think it was like maybe 3,000 or 4,000 followers, I thought, well, this is quite good, this. Like, I'm selling stuff online without even meeting people face to face. This is easier.
Yeah.
Just teeing it up.
Line
that's the
up
direction we tried to take it in, really. It didn't happen overnight, but I felt like it was, nobody else was doing it at the time. Yeah. All my competition was ignoring it, saying like it's silly, it's stupid, you shouldn't be putting stuff on the internet. But it was just another website. It was
still quite an old school industry then, wasn't it?
Very old school industry.
I suppose it's because you guys were young then as well. And you understood social media.
I feel like the jewellery industry's always been like wheeler dealing, you know, nicking someone off the street and grabbing a little deal somewhere and selling it on, earning a few quid.
Yeah, it was a different time then, but like that was 10 years ago now. That's quite a long time, you know, and that was during just 2008, wasn't it? That was the first recession. Yeah. So it was like, it wasn't really a time for people to go out there boasting about a 10 grand Rolex and stuff, you know, people didn't have the money to do that. But prices have changed, things have changed. Someone told me to get off Twitter and go on Instagram.
That was like 2013, 2014?
I don't think it was that late,
it was.
You know. Was it?
Yeah, I think Instagram started like 2012, 2013. We jumped to like 2013, 2014. I mean, we first jumped on it. And it was like low minimum followers. We went to that watch show and we were just banging it out. Like, there's no stories then, was there?
No, it was like
just posts.
As good as your posts.
Posts and hashtags. We were just hashtagging everything just to get enough going. And all of a sudden, it's like you start getting the followers on, and it's really like building up. And your likes are really building up. I was like, oh,
But you know, like when you're young and naive, like I'll tell you a story. This involves Alex. So like when Alex first joined, like I think the Instagram had a bit of a presence, and we might have had like 60k followers or something like that. So we'd on an often basis we get a message from like Italy, Brazil, or somewhere like that. And someone messaged from Italy was like, "Oh, if you like fly to Italy, like, and I'll spend like 100,000 with you." And we was like, "What? Like this is crazy amounts of money." And I was like, "Can you not see what the issue is here? They trick you, they get your flight and stuff to the hotel, and then when you get there, they rob you."
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, like, I suppose where I've been doing it for a lot longer, from experience, I could see that situation. But this is where you have to explain to like your members and your colleagues, like, this is what you got to look out for, because they will waste your time and drive you crazy. You know,
I was all up for it, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I had the bags packed.
Yeah, he was
I
going.
said, mate,
Hotel tickets.
I said, listen, this geezer's paying for my flight and hotel to go to Italy. I'm going, and it was a proper cheap deal and all. I thought, mate, I said, Judd, trust me, he's all straight. He said he'll bring me the money, leave me the money in my hotel room. Yeah. So he obviously knows where my hotel room is, and then I'll bring him the watch and he'll take it. But yeah, then Judd was like, mate, this is what's happening here.
If it's too good to be true.
Yeah. He's going to bring you the money to your hotel room, so he knows where the money is. He's going to get you to bring the watch. Meanwhile, while you're bringing him the watch, he's getting your hotel robbed. He said, no. And I was like, and yeah, it was just like little things like that.
Fast forward some years, and you know, you've built up Instagram, you built up the socials, and then, you know, you started getting some celebrity clientele, footballers, rappers, you name it, and they've basically been here, and you've sold to them. How did you get it to that point? And was it always like that when it was back on Bethnal Green without social media?
I'll be honest, without social media, and I'm terrible with faces, these two will tell you that, I'm terrible. I don't think I realised the footfall we used to get in the shop of famous people, because I was so young and naive. I'd just be on to the next customer, and like once or twice I'd look up and half recognise someone and think, I know who they are, but like
I can't think of their name.
Can't think of their name. And from my dad's experience and like the colleague I used to work with, they used to call him the wrong name and really upset him. Yeah. And that's worse. I think better off saying nothing sometimes. And then like these two would go like, oh, you don't know these? That's who's the rapper we used to deal with? We went to a video shoot with Helen. Cadet. You know, like I would know they were like a musician or a footballer, but I wouldn't want to get it wrong.
Can't stick a name to it. He got a name. I can't really.
Do you know what I think it was? I think Trotters, like before social media or just even the beginning of social media, I think if you lived in London, you knew about Trotters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Kind of
like,
like
I was at school, everyone used to talk
yeah,
about it.
it was just it was kind of like a London. If you was in London, you knew Trotters, so you'd get all the rappers at the time, whatever, they'd come in because it was just known. You go either Trotters or Rankings is where you go. Hatton Garden weren't really like a big place then.
You see, when people used to say Trotters in school, I always used to assume that it was an area in London or something.
Yeah,
really?
That's it. It was just like mad. So like, yeah, like Judd said, there was no message on Instagram saying I'm coming down. It was kind of just like they just turned up.
Roll up.
If you didn't know faces, Judd, they were just a bit like serving them as a normal customer.
Yeah.
They're probably nice though, because they probably thought
sometimes
they treat me normal in there. But then sometimes some rappers do.
Some people want it. Some would like
they
getting
want
the
their attention.
But then I would always go behind and be like, mate, show that is. And I'd show like a video and I'd go, oh, is that him? Yeah. And then go out and then treat them. Hello, mate, how you doing?
yeah, it'd be like mad, like, you know. But no, it's good. But I think, you know, by that point, say like 2011, the shop had already been there like 20 something years. So it already had a presence, especially in London. Like, not to brag, but if you're from East London, you know about Trotters. It's without doubt, you know. But then we started, I don't think we realised how big Trotters was as a name until we hit social media. And then, you name it, we've been Scotland, we go Manchester, Liverpool. They're now recognising us in the street for good reasons, thankfully. Yeah. And they're being really nice, and it's nice for the support. And we've noticed that since we started our YouTube channel in the past 6 months or a year, it's gone crazy. We've never had this type of attention and like nice things said about us. We get some haters. Yeah. I know you're watching, so you know, we're still here.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, you know what I mean?
That's it.
But
no, that's the same. You get loads of views on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, we just try and do our thing, regardless of whether some people can like it, some people won't.
Your dad doesn't work here anymore, does he? Or doesn't?
No, not part. We're completely separate now.
Separate now. So what difference do you think it's been in that time?
So the past 2 years. So this is the Christmas, but no, the 2 years ago now.
December 90.
It was just before COVID hit, so unusual times. We wanted to branch out and do our own thing. You know, we wanted a nice, sexy showroom. I don't want to be in East London anymore and be buzzing that door all day long for watch batteries, selling gold. There was too much of an assortment. We couldn't work it out.
It's too much of a small shop to handle that much going on.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
should
we
have
wanted to
expanded years
break
ago.
it up a little bit, be able to provide high-end experience, a high-end luxury experience for the average Joe.
Okay, yeah.
Not saying that we only want the average Joe, but to be able to be where we are now in a high-end penthouse, we call it, top floor with a terrace. This is what Cartier or Louis Vuitton or Chanel. This is what they do to their top clients. So their biggest spending clients, they will treat them to a day up into their top office like this and showcasing luxury goods. So now the average guy or couple or who at 21st birthday or 18th birthday, whatever, they're coming up here with all their family. There's all champagne here, and they're getting their first watch, like £3,000, £4,000, and they get treated like royalty. Yeah. Not that it's not that they get treated different to other people. The footballers get treated to them. It's we treat everyone the same, whether you're spending £1,000 or £100,000, 100%. And that is how we've always said it, haven't we? Since we've been here, it's just everyone get treated respectfully the same, and that's where we've maintained that sort of bit where we're at now, where everyone just loves it. Everyone loves to come up here. Especially now since going on YouTube, it's like new level where they see it. It's like they feel like it's a film set.
Yeah, it is.
They're like, some people walk in, they go, so where's the bedrooms? We go, no, we don't live here. It's just that, it's not our penthouse. It's just the office. You know what I mean? But no, it's
it's definitely proven like just the whole, even for ourselves, it's just like took
the edge
so much off of our backs.
Yeah.
Not to say that we're better than that Bethnal Green, because it's not. I'm just saying, like, you kind of just like separated yourself from the little things that probably didn't really matter too much, like fixing someone's chain for 20 quid. That might take up like half hour of your day. Whereas like now it's kind of like, well, now we've got the time to focus on every single person coming to buy a watch, and it's kind of like we can put all our effort into that one person, and we can if we can serve 6-7 people, they all walk out with a smile on their face. Yeah. Rather than Bethnal Green, you might serve 30 people a day, but then half of them weren't happy. They're not happy with how you served them because you was rushing them. So you've kind of just like minimalised all that sort of like smaller things, and you kind of, it allows you to put effort into people buying things, which is what it's all about. Making people your first Rolex, you want it to be an experience. You don't want to be rushed out. Hey, mate, that's yours. Right, who's next? And you're kind of like, oh, thanks, mate. So how does it work? And you didn't get that time in Bethnal. It was kind of like, that's it. If you want to find out how it works, YouTube probably the best thing. Not being rude, but I'm just really busy. So now it's kind of
Regardless of how busy we get up here as well, there's a space out here now. There's a luxury terrace outside. If we're really busy in there, we come out here, guys, give us 15, 20 minutes, take a seat, play FIFA, have drinks, champagne,
you're welcome to anything
you want,
free.
Eat food. We do not care. This is your space. This is not our space. You enjoy it. Just look after it. But I think the reason why we've been so successful in the past 2 years is because we're happy.
Okay.
So I mentioned earlier about terrible coffee. If I want a coffee now, I've got every coffee place around here I could possibly
every
want.
major chain, do you know what I mean?
We've got real nice restaurants around here now. Like, we didn't even have a Pret in Bethnal Green, and every day when you're eating shit, you feel like shit.
Whereabouts in Bethnal Green was it?
On the high road.
Bang on the high road, yeah.
Not far from the Tesco.
Tesco's was our daily, that meal deal, £3.50, crisp sandwich.
So that was the lunch you used to eat in front of the customers, basically?
Every day, without doubt.
Or Nando's, but God forbid.
Yeah, that Nando's is not good down Bethnal Green.
And now being where you are, you've got everything that you want around you.
It's nice. It's a little bit more of a treat to us, and I think lunch is now exciting for us. Yeah. If we want a coffee, we get decent coffee.
It just rubs off on customers.
Yeah, when we're happier, the customers are happier because they're getting a better service from the start.
Especially when a nice restaurant ain't too far, and if one of them are staying around a little bit, oh mate, do you fancy come with us? We'll go get some food or whatever. Take your clients out, go from there. Got Ned around the corner. You got nice little restaurants and bars you can just take them to, and it's so much easier. You haven't got really. It's about 15 minutes that way. This is like within 5-10 minute walking distance.
We've got a lot more clients now, whereas we used to have a lot more customers.
Yeah.
Okay. So clients I would class more so as friend and people would actually sit at a dinner table and eat food with now.
Rather than people you just sell to.
Trotters in Bethnal Green, we could sell stock all day long, every day with robots. That's our purpose. We was just like, you know, selling. It was a numbers thing, you know, because we had to, because we were just so busy. Whereas now, take the time. We now know individuals, what they've purchased, what they want. You know, there's a bit more of a
system in place.
more of a
Team
system.
they support. You know,
It's
we
true.
treated a couple of them to sign shirts from some of the players. So it's nice. It's like Judd said. If we're happy and we feel good every day with the environment, it only just lets off onto our customers. And end of the day, especially in the industry now, everything's just word of mouth. So it's kind of, we want people to leave here and say, even if they didn't buy, just come and have a look. As long as we treat them, we still give them good same amount of time as we do if you're buying a watch. They'll then leave, and if they're not buying a watch, but their friend wants to buy a watch, they'll say, "Go Trotters."
Yeah.
I went up there, didn't even buy a watch. They give me so much time, and it's not fake. It's just how we are. We're just generally just like, if you watch the YouTube, you see it. Like we're just generally down to earth. No one's too good for anyone. I've had Grealish in here with normal customers, and they're a bit like starstruck. I'm just like, we're all normal. Everyone just say hello.
Floating about, talking watches and stuff, talking jewellery.
It's nice.
When you've got a
It's
passion in
top
something, and there's a massive watch community, not just in London but in the UK, you can talk for hours over watches.
I know, 100%.
You can like talk about that new model and new Rolex releases and this AP and what functions it does and why it does that and why is the colour that dial and what colour that, you know, and it just goes on and on and on, and you can just really talk that. In the shop you explain the watch, but they half know what they're buying. But here you can proper narrow it down. Like, why? Look, you sit down with here. Oh, look, this is why it does this. Look, it's that. Oh, try it on. Look, we can de-link it for you. Not a problem. Try it on your wrist. Does that work? I know. Look, take links out in front of you, except for run out to back to the watchmaker in Bethnal. So much more different. So much more smoother here. In the first year we first moved it though, obviously we moved here in lockdown. So we've like now got to tell people that we've now moved office, but we're in lockdown. We're in lockdown. The office ain't finished, but we can still do the appointment only basically SEO at the door, sort of click and collect type thing.
And these 3 chairs are the only thing that we had here. We didn't have the glass wall, we didn't have the counters because nobody would come up here and do anything.
We had a TV on the floor, like up against the wall, PlayStation there.
So it was mad because they was like, well, we want to come and see the penthouse, but we was like, well, you can't, and it's not even finished yet.
You don't want to see it, trust me.
Yeah, you don't want to see it because it's not like what you're expecting. And like the backpack dealing we was doing at the time and just like invoicing people, like shipping stuff out, FedEx, Royal Mail. It was an exciting time, and we could really see where we was going with this.
We was like, you kind of looking at it thinking, if we're this busy with nothing, just kind of tray of watches on that on a table and 3 chairs, nothing else. If we're busy now, what's it going to be when
once we're up and running?
We always had the idea in our head how we wanted it to look. Yeah. And it's like, it was this. And
always sceptical though, as in like, we would narrow it down to the penny after everything's paid. Obviously this is like new rent. This is like, compared to what we're paying in Bethnal Green, this is like substantially large.
Yeah,
like
I can
massive.
imagine,
And,
1 mile away, and the prices are
massive,
miles
yeah.
apart.
And you can't find this type of office.
Well,
you
I'm
just
guessing
can't
towards
find.
Central then.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
the city
the city
City
of London.
is expensive.
Once you get to the top of Bethnal Green Road and you hit Shoreditch, the prices of commercial
That's right, yeah,
bricks.
because it's not even far away, is it?
It's not.
literally.
It's walking distance,
Yeah.
but
10-minute walk.
the rent price is 4 or 5-fold.
Quadruple.
Yeah, I can imagine,
what he's paying. So obviously we broke it down to the penny as what we'd need to sell
To
per week, I think we narrowed that to per day, didn't we? Or per week?
Per
That's
week.
it, per week
Yeah.
to be all right. And we thought if we narrowed down, we went, if we do X per week, we'll be all right.
It was a challenge. We challenged ourselves in that
And
moment.
we was like, well, look, worst case scenario, you take the rent on your head, that's it.
I remember these
Wipe
two.
your mouth, walk away.
These two was like always up for it. I was always like, I don't think it's a good idea.
Mr.
for this
Neg.
place?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think we should move.
Doesn't like change this guy.
Yeah, I was kind of like, look, why would you move? Whatever.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it type
Yeah,
thing.
of course, yeah.
That was the mentality there.
Yeah.
We're a perfectly running business. We're very, very busy in Bethnal Green. Why change it? Why do you want something different? And it was like Judd said, it was the game was changing a little bit. A few more watchmakers started popping up. They might be offering something a little bit different in offices and stuff, but you're still in a shop. Oh, let's do this. No one's doing something like this. A lot of offices were just like in rented office blocks, door chat tables, done. Well, obviously we're offering like this design. It's like, okay, let's do this. And we're so skeptical, but we're so sort of thankful it paid off.
The good thing with us three is there's always going to be an odd vote.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, right,
Outvoted.
right, let's vote. We done it earlier with something silly. It was like, let's vote. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And it's always 2v1. It's going to be.
Go through majority vote.
You see what that camera is right on right now? What would you call that?
Tripod.
That's what we are.
We're a tripod.
Okay.
That's what we call ourselves, the tripod.
If one leg goes, we'll fall.
So yeah, but yeah, we end up moving up here, and I was wrong, but
Yeah.
I'm mad enough to say
then?
that.
You didn't want change, so how are you finding it then?
yeah, love it.
Yeah,
Best thing
best
in
thing.
the world.
But in
But
saying
I've always had trust in these two, so it's like
Yeah.
I wasn't like, do you know what I mean? I could have easily just went, oh, I'm staying. I've always trusted, just from like little things, you know, like even like Judd's quite good at just seeing things. Even just like something that's happened recently with a watch, he was like, no, let's keep them. I can sense something's happening here, and they've whatever the watch is, it is gone up.
Yeah.
So I've always had trust in like we always trust each other. All our decisions are always like it works well.
Does it ever mind boggle you how much like the watches you're selling are?
Yeah, especially when we know what they used to be.
Nah,
That's one of the main things.
Give me an example of that.
Well, like the watch we were talking about,
Yeah.
the Day 840 olive, the green face, a rose gold.
Yeah.
In Bethnal Green, we was buying and selling them for 20 to 23k. Now you cannot buy one in the market for less than 50k. Cannot buy it. And I'm talking
2.5 fold in 2 years.
Yeah, two years ago.
Okay, that's mad.
That's just like...
So if we'd have probably bought all the olives we could
Yeah.
2 years ago for 20k, held on to them, we'd probably be better off than if we was actually working like that.
But you see
sort
with the
of-
price jumping, do you have any idea that it's gonna jump up like that?
No.
you get inklings on watches, didn't you?
But people who are watching this will presume that Rolex call us and go, hi Trotters, olives are about to go
Yeah.
up. And then, because they ask us their advice, and look, we've been in the game a lot longer than a retail customer. We'll advise you the best we possibly can, but we cannot predict the future. So there's certain assets, like Al said earlier, if I can see the market going in a certain way, I'm like, right, we should hang on to this or we should sell it. I guess how the traders look at the stock market, we look at the watch market. But do you not think we've made some horrible mistakes? We've sold a watch and then like a year later it's now like up here in value terms. So if we've made the mistakes, you know, it's a human error. You know, I would love, if every watch we ever bought we earned money on, then we probably wouldn't be here. We'd probably be retired now. But it's one of them things, you know, if
take
you're going to
L's.
lose on one watch, then we're going to lose on 10 of them watches. So if you think you've lost £1,000, we've lost 10 grand. That's the way I look at it. So when the person calls up crying, well, my investment hasn't really paid off the way I thought it would have. Well, you're talking to me and I'm a lot more heavily invested in that than you are, you know?
Yeah.
But it is all down to presuming, following trends. that are
Trends.
before. Like the green dial trend, because it happened with the
Daytona.
Hulk, Daytona, Date 8, GMT. The GMT was one of them. The GMT, yellow gold GMT used to be like 13 grand when it was like about 8-10 years ago. 12, 13 grand. Now they're like 40, 45 grand.
But we call that a creeper because that went behind the scenes of all the other watches that was going up so quick.
Yeah.
And nobody even looked at that.
No.
And it was there
Yeah.
and nobody wanted them.
we always
Creeper.
sleeper. We always try to find a sleeper, and if people watch our YouTube, we try to talk about sleepers. And a lot of your customers watching now, they're certain customers we're watching, and we've advised them on certain watches, saying they're sleepers, and so be it, they have gone up.
Which one would you say is a sleeper now?
I'd say APs.
Yeah,
I would go.
Pick one each.
I'd pick one, and I'm not going to pick one because I own one. But a rose gold Oyster Flex Yachtmaster 116655. Google it if you want and have a look at the watch.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Judd's wearing a similar looking watch to it. So that's the rose gold Daytona Oyster Flex. Grey market value is 35k. A rose gold rubber Yachtmaster, which is very similar looking to this, you can have a look, can grey market from 23 to 25k. So that for me is a sleeper.
Yeah.
Because its closest competitor,
Is that one? Yeah.
and look at the price difference.
And when you look at it, they're both rose gold watches on a rubber strap.
That's it.
And it's crazy to say it, but I see that as good value.
Yeah.
The Yachtmaster. This, I think, you're paying for the the actual model of itself, the
Yeah,
Daytona.
the Daytona.
Yeah.
It's overhyped.
Overhyped.
The Daytona is overhyped as a general model. But you heard it here first. If the Yachtmasters go up, I do take commission on some of the watches if they go up. So.
Go on, Judd.
I've just thought about this one off the top of my head, but I think a white dial stainless steel Sky Dweller. We sold one today. And I just think where the blue's gone so high and the black's gone so high, the white is actually probably better looking than the black. So why is the white so low in price at the moment?
How much is it?
What did we sell it for today?
17.5, 2020 today.
Yeah, so that's almost like 8k behind like the blue dial one now.
The black's like minimum 20 now, really. Isn't it?
Yeah, and I think like that's got room for improvement. Even if it's £1,000 or £2,000, we're in an appreciating asset. Happy days.
I'd say AP Royal Oak range, anything from like 39 mil up to like 41 mil.
You know, I always see Chrono talking about Royal Oak KPs.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah,
Maybe.
APs yeah. I mean they've tripled already.
Yeah.
Chrono knows with Richard Mills as well, you know, if you get the certain models, the right ones, you're laughing, you know, you're never looking back.
Yeah.
So Uncle Chrono out there, yeah, we'll, you know.
What watch, I was going to say, so on the basis of that, what watch has shocked you the most that's gone up in value?
God.
Probably Pateks. Got to be Pateks.
Nah.
No, I'm saying Pateks is in terms of like them.
No, I'm saying what watch has gone to that and you've gone, really?
What, higher?
Like, as in, like, that watch is worth that?
Yeah.
What model would you say?
I reckon it's got to be the stainless steel ceramic Daytona.
Yeah.
That, I remember buying them at £13,000.
Yeah, we bought one when they first come out, didn't we? Me
Yeah.
and you. 2016, 13k.
And now they're 30 grand. And I look at that watch and it mind boggles me because it's not worth it. If you like that watch, fair play. I'm sorry if I've offended you, but 30 grand for a stainless steel watch.
That's
like,
triple the retail, isn't it?
triple the retail.
But some might argue that a stainless steel 511 still.
That's crazy money.
And that's a simple
Yeah, but
watch,
I
not
feel
a
like-
Daytona, not complicated, it's date and time.
But I feel like Patek's like on that prestige level.
Yeah, Patek's elite.
But Rolex,
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like Patek is like, I feel like Patek make it known that their
Yeah, cool.
they only want their clients
of course,
to be
limited numbers as well.
the multi rich. That's all their clients is. Rolex is like anyone can own a Rolex.
But see a
Yeah,
5, 7,
can anyone buy a Daytona?
You could
No,
give... You
10-year wait list.
See, there's a mixed opinion even here, you know. That's the way. But every watch seems to have gone up crazily in the past, I'd say 18 months, every brand. But there's been others more than others. So like all my PKs flying at the moment. Everyone looks at Rolex. Rolex is the best, that's it. But if you look at the other brands, Richard Mille have probably done the biggest percentage-wise.
Oh,
It has.
they've gone mad.
Richard Mille have gone the craziest. We had a watch here 18 months ago, 60 grand. With the same watch here 2 weeks ago, 110k. So it's gone up 50k in like no time. And a lot of people who purchased it in the first place are winning now.
Yeah.
It's a fair play to them. They took the gamble, you know.
even the Bubba Watsons.
Tell them
Yeah,
the Bubba
O55s.
story. Tell them the Bubba story.
You tell them the Bubba
No
story.
names.
White or the grey?
No
The
names.
white Bubba
Yeah.
story.
So we had a client message us a few times on Instagram, blue tick, Premier League. Kept asking us about our Richard Mille Bubba Watson. When we originally first moved here, I thought that'd be nice to sell that because it could free up some money and pay for our refurbishment in the showroom.
Beginning of 2020.
2020. So we quoted him 125k. Can I come and see the watch? Do you have more pictures of this watch? No problem. You know, it's a lot of money. We'll send you a lot of pictures. The negotiations went on for over a year. Back and forth. Like, would read a message, then ignore it. Kept coming back. The price kept going up and up and up.
Every 2 months, it'd go up like an extra like 15, 20,000.
Yeah.
So then he'd be like, oh, it's gone up. Yeah. All right, sweet. Whatever. 2 months later. Oh, it's gone up. Yeah. Grab it while you can. All right, sweet. Oh, it's gone up again.
It
Last
got
time
to
we
the point.
spoke,
it was like a bit of a standing joke.
What was the last time we spoke at? 195.
Listen,
I think it was 195. in the
Yeah.
end.
A long story short.
At the end or what?
No.
A long story short, that 120 grand watch is now worth 350 grand.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And we sold it. We got out, I think, around the 200 plus K mark. I think early 200s. I can't remember exactly now. And still to this day, he still messages us. Got no intention of buying. So, like Uncle Chrono says, we call them tire kickers. But if he would have purchased that watch in the very beginning, he would have been more than 100, 150k better off.
Yeah.
So sometimes don't store on a great investment. Like, you know, we've give you everything, our time, our efforts, everything, and sometimes it's not enough.
The sort of clientele that you have, you know, you're selling watches at that sort of price,
Mm-hmm.
but not just them, the celebrities. How do you meet them and how do you sell to them?
Sometimes we don't meet them. Sometimes we just talk to them over like social media and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Not
Are
everybody.
we talking celebrities only, sorry?
celebrities or just high net worth clientele sort of thing?
Yeah. Some you don't see.
Give me higher worth individuals rather than celebrities.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Not like sometimes it's nice meeting them, but I think it's even worse when you meet them and you don't get what you're expecting and they come across as an arsehole.
Because some celebrities, you're generally intrigued by them and you might actually be a fan of them.
Yeah.
There's been some people coming here, not a name drop, but and I've got I proper like him. And it's turned, or I proper like whatever them. And I've proper turned, I've gone, oh mate, he's proper not what I expected, how he is when he purchases or how they bid, or, you know, the people think we make these products by what they bid by.
Yeah.
Some of them can be divas and they come in there and like, they just turn into like some superstar and you're like...
Yeah, the whole idea of like celebrities and influencers and Instagram, and I get it, a lot of companies are paying them a lot of money to do posts and stuff like that, where they come in, no problem, you're more than welcome any day of the week, but it's like, oh, I like that watch, well look, you've got 30, right? Can I take it at 20 and I'll do a post for you? It's like, mate, I haven't even got that much, like, I'm nowhere near that much profit in it. And like, help me, but like, I've got bills to pay. I didn't approach you. You know, I'm not. If I wanted the post and stuff, we'd approach you to do it and stuff like that, and we haven't. You know, and it's like how mad they're not shy. They're not shy.
They're not shy.
It's like it's standard.
Yeah.
You know, even like Instagram people and stuff like with like a million, like a blogger of like a million followers. They're like, oh, they'll message like, oh, this collab. I think it's just automated. I think it's just automatic. It's like, oh yeah, like what have you got in mind? They're like, oh look, watch for a post. You're like, bro.
It's a new job though. An influencer is not necessarily a higher net worth individual or a celebrity. They're a new breed.
Yeah.
They're definitely a new breed.
It's like a new fame, innit?
But how the hell can we trust an influencer? We've never dealt with before. They've asked us for a watch, but they're like, I'm famous. I've got 1 million followers. We're like, well, you are famous, I guess, but...
You've probably got like 1 million 12-year-olds following you, so your clientele ain't really gonna... You might get 100,000 likes on your photo, but none of them are gonna buy nothing.
Yeah.
So
that's how we narrow things down. Like, that's how we definitely narrow things down.
Yeah, you break them down. But we was always lucky that when Judd got an Instagram and we built the following up. So when everyone else jumped on it, we was kind of the biggest on Instagram. So that's what I think attracted all the famous people.
Yeah.
And then we done a TV show. We got verified, so then it was like they're messaging a verified jewellers, which was unheard of.
Yeah.
We was the first blue tick individual jewellers in the UK, which is quite.
So then now they're like, well, I'm verified. Maybe I should only go to a verified. Then we moved up here, and they're like, I want to go up there. That looks mental. Like it's private, so that helped. And it was like, you know, they see people like playing FIFA, and yeah, we've had it. We've had like, won't name drop, but we've had like after the Euro finals, we've had someone playing in that game.
You've got the shirts that you don't need to name
Hello.
drop. They're all there,
Not name drop. Them fucking names.
We've had
not name dropping.
we've had straight away after the Euro finals on the Sunday, come in on the Monday and just chilling here playing FIFA with us, and I'm just sitting there like, I was just like supporting you yesterday.
At this point, we're like, mate, I don't care if you buy anything, just keep playing.
You just like, and you just, but then like,
But that's the benefits, like you said, like sometimes you can be underwhelmed, but then sometimes like the day before, we're nearly falling off our chairs because we're thinking we're winning the Euros.
Yeah.
And these are not only our customers now and clients, they're actually our friends now.
Yeah, for sure.
And they come up here feeling safe, and that's it. And
It's nice having the trust as well, like be able to, like when it comes to like their family's birthdays and stuff, they're like, oh, they message you like, oh bro, could you like sort this out for me? And like it might, if they're some of them are late, like all boys, like we're always like, I'll get my birthday presents like a day before.
Yeah.
So like, they might message me. So it might involve one of us jumping on the train 3 hours, but we don't mind. It's all part of it. And again, being in the position we are, we've got to go that extra mile for them because that's just what they're used to, and it's not a problem for us, and we just do it. But meeting some of the people we've met over the last sort of 18 months, some of these like footballers used to come to Smithfield Green, don't get me wrong, but we're used behind the glass screen.
It's not the same experience.
Yeah.
You was like 2 foot away from them. It weren't the sort of the same thing. It was very much in and out. Where here, they definitely sit down with you, chill with you. They definitely, you know, you talk about other things other than watches and stuff like that, and you end up, like Judd said, becoming a bit of a friend with them. Like, I think it was a couple of years ago, Madders and Dom Calvert-Lewin was going out on holiday. They had a couple of holidays planned. They was like, oh, I want a couple of watches, a bit of jewellery, whatever. And the jewellery wasn't made in time for the holiday. So I phoned him up and I said, mate, you're not going to get the jewellery in time for the holiday. He's like, oh, you're joking. I said, it's going to be a day late. He said, I'm going to really be out there. I said, I know, I'll come out and job out there. So me and Al flew out to LA which was like unbelievable
So it
experience.
was so unnecessary flying out there. I mean,
Right, so
I really didn't want to go. You know,
Stop. I've got to say one thing. They
on.
both flew out to LA, right? And I never knew about this until they come back like weeks later
How did you not know about it?
on separate flights. They've both gone to Los Angeles, 12, 13-hour flight on a separate flight.
So I've booked to go out there. I wasn't going by myself. So I was like, all right, sweet, I don't really mind. It's all good, whatever. And
I think I
it's
convinced.
like 3-4 hours. And I was like, I think it was 3-4 hours.
I convinced Judd's dad. I was like, well, he needs support out there.
Yeah, but
I don't know if Judd was around at the time. He might have been away or something.
like a bit of security needed.
No, I okayed him and I was like, yes, sweet. And I wanted to go, but I couldn't. I was committed and I was like,
Yeah, no
these
way.
two going to Los
And I was
Angeles.
kind of convinced. I said, look, he needs someone with him.
So yeah, we
I
left
don't
it.
want to go, but I'll go if I have
So we
to.
left it, and then we were like, oh, we've got my haircut. And it's literally, this is like 6:30.
Yeah.
So I went, oh, I can't book it. So he was like, done. So he booked it. He needed to apply for his Esther. So you need like a good couple of weeks, or a couple of days to apply for your Esther.
Yeah.
So he went, I've booked. So I went, I've booked you a hotel and flight. So he went, lovely. Give me them details. There's no problem. I've applied for the Esther. He went, I haven't got it. I'm trying to hope it clears for when I wake up. Yeah. So he went, Cal, give me the reference to the booking. I said, yeah, done. I booked it. I put Judd's name on the booking by accident. So he's like, mate, you've booked me the wrong thing. I can't
This is
come.
now about 8 o'clock at night.
So he's like 8, half 8. Now he's
We're
panicking.
flying at 9 o'clock in the morning next day.
So now he's like, right, I need to rebook it. No, I need to get a refund. So he's phoned the agency, got an 80% refund. We lost that 20% refund.
Judd don't know about that until now.
I don't know about any of
So
this.
we've lost
I'm not
20%.
aware
Let's
of
give it
any of
away.
this.
He's then rebooked it. Then he's ringing me up and he's like, mate, I can't get a flight hotel out there for less than like $2,000 or something.
No, I couldn't get a flight out there on its own. The flight's like $2,000 on their own.
Yeah.
But I've gone on like Expedia and I can get a flight and a hotel, like a little combo deal.
Yeah.
Like 800 quid. But the hotel was like
Backpackers.
I'm talking like,
it's called Backpackers Hostel.
you know the film Hostel, the
Yeah,
motel? It was
yeah.
like one of them.
It was called Backpackers Motel and it was like 5 minutes from the airport.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, sweet. I said, book that and you just tell me I'm in the Mondrian.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah. Lovely.
So I booked
So we've both gone to Heathrow. He's like flights 10 minutes before mine. So he's at terminal, I've gone out terminal, I've gone sweet, gone see the other end. Gone, whatever, landed, fantastic. Gone all done Rodeo and that, whatever, I've done a bit of lunch. And then I rang them up, so my wrist, blah, blah, blah. They're all buzzing, whatever. And then like, until I come drop off your bits here. So like, they're like, give us the address, got an Uber up there. And they just pulled up to this massive, massive white house. It's where that Tiger filmed that Swish video.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I know what you're
So
talking
like,
about,
massive
You know about that
yard.
video, don't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Big gap.
Good song, innit?
Yeah. And obviously, it's just another level, isn't it? It was just another world.
Yeah. it
Didn't
was
you
just
say they had Lamborghinis and all
yeah,
that? as
two
well?
Lamborghinis.
Two Lambos in the drive,
Yeah.
just like they're like having their that breakout there. So obviously they're drinking, they're not driving, so they're just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's just like no expense spared, lovely hours. And they've gone like we've got all the bits out and they're oh fantastic. Whatever, like, can't we do tonight? They're like, we're out. So it went out from that night, had good fun. And it's just like a different world out there. It was just like part of the experience. So they're like appreciative. We went out there, dropped them out. They're like, took us out for the night. But for us having to live that little bit as well, it's fantastic. Great job to be in. And this is why now I suppose so many watch shows have popped up because they get to
Yeah.
Bit of that lifestyle as well.
it's all about the lifestyle. Some jobs you can't, like if you're an accountant or something sort of corporate, you can't really show off your wealth because some would seem as a bit like showing off or I wouldn't want to give money to him.
Yeah.
Where in this job it's like
You have
show
to
more.
Kind of have to.
Show more.
You have to
you
show
know?
off so then people get.
People love and they're attracted to the lifestyle. They're like, they love that. So like a lot of the time we're like doing videos and we get like a car involved. Like we might go rent this car, rent that car, or do this or whatever. It's not seen as flash of that, and it's more deemed as like it's part of the lifestyle.
Yeah,
it's a
part of the
persona
business
you
that
let
you're in.
off.
As long as you're kind of down to earth
Yeah,
when you meet people,
Yeah.
then I think it's
Let them
getting the
think
balance.
Yeah.
Which we are. We're. I'd hope to think the most. I'd say 99% of people come up here would say we're.
We are humble, that is it,
Yeah.
we are.
oh
You-
yeah.
you are,
It's
we
all
are
we're
humble.
brought
I mean,
up.
I wasn't even wearing a watch before I come on this podcast, and these lot were like,
Yeah, I said,
"Mate,
put a
you got
watch
to put your watch on." And I was like, "Oh,
Hey, we're
that's
doing
it."
a podcast.
But overall, we're not here for a long time. We're for a short time. We're for a good time. We've got to just keep going as we're going now. Obviously, we just like love what we do. It's not a job to me. It's not a job to. I don't think it's a job to you too. It's just more of a hobby.
Yeah.
I wake up morning. Obviously, we don't get in here as early as we get in Bethnal, admittedly. But we work on a different system now, so we're a bit more prepped and stuff. Sort of technically speaking, technology. It's blinding. It's good. It's we're rolling all the time. It's good fun.
Yeah, we get to wake up every day and go and work with our best friends.
Yeah, perfect.
That's it. It's like
That's
watching
it.
Top Gear, Jeremy Clarkson. You just go like, how lucky are they? They've got the best job in the world. I think when we look back in this in years to come, another 20 years, God knows how long we're going to be here for, we'll look back and go, mate, we had a good trip, We had a real good journey.
And that's what it's all about.
Hopefully I'll be retired on a beach somewhere at that point. But
Enjoying the journey while you can.
He will be, and I'll be, ow!
On the next
how
beach.
mad you're here!
Then I'm further up.
Boys, how are we doing? I don't think we'll ever separate. We're kind of like, our missus have kind of like, so we're kind of like brothers more than best friends. So it's kind of like, if you take one of us, you got to
take all of you. Yeah.
You basically if you're marrying one of us, you're marrying all of us. So.
It's like,
But and then obviously, listen, like I said, hopefully we're retired by then. But obviously that will be based off of our next step that we go take this
can't
to.
retire yet, Michael. We ain't even at 30 yet.
Just to talk about this penthouse, I know with the growth and the success that you guys have had, does it scare you almost? Do you ever think that, oh shit, okay, we need to move out of here soon, maybe go to another place?
In terms of what bills to pay, rents and stuff? Or?
No, not even that. Just
the next. That's
next
what I
level
just.
almost
Even
thing.
what I just said there.
Yeah, I mean,
the next level for us, there is a next level, and that next level is probably, the final stretch of where we really take it to that next level and retire after. But Judd's got a vision in mind. If you want to give it away.
Yeah.
Well, no, we can talk roughly about it, but obviously before we come here, I had a vision of, so I look at it in like a year's terms, I'm like, right, let's reach a target. If we can get to this stage, then we're ready for this stage. And with forward planning, and we've exceeded it, that goal already, that next step, and worryingly a lot quicker than I thought we ever would have. So we're very blessed and we're thankful for that, but we're ready for the next level, but it's too soon. Naturally, we need to be, you need to have like setting stones in place. You can't. Like I said, we are ready for the next step, but you want to make sure everything's stable, and you don't want to jump at the next step, and it's like, well, it's too much. And it's time to crash it. So we're committed, and
Finding
we've got
our feet still.
Yeah, it's in plans. It always will be, but there's going to be no immediate change at the moment. But there's some exciting times out there for people who follow us at Trotters. We've got some big things coming, and I'll be honest, as long as we maintain and carry on doing what we're doing as a team, we're gonna really do good.
Yeah.
Well, so it's only been 2 years since obviously we've proper gone our own sort of way, and within that 2 years we've just opened up our second location, which is in North London, Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
On Bounces Road.
Yeah.
We've got a Trotters Jewellers there, probably specialising in lower end jewellery, plain gold, earrings, some watches there, more so sort of I'd say 10,000 under budget.
Yeah.
Which is going really well. So if you're local there, feel free to pop in. Our man Jake will take care of you. And then
we talk about the secret project, or you can't talk about the secret project?
No, it's not talking about. I'm about to drop it.
Okay.
Drop it. So we've got something else dropping as well, which is hopefully hopefully before Christmas, if not, it'll be early next year, which we are heading into
Another location.
I don't
want to give too much away.
Yeah, no. So we're staying here, so we're opening another location in another part of London.
Yeah.
Which is
Never
exciting times.
Never been done before.
And you're going to release that information before Christmas?
Hopefully it's done. Hopefully we're there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're there before.
We're waiting for
Christmas.
the red ribbon date, basically, to cut that red ribbon.
Okay.
But the three of us are very proud of this one.
Yeah.
This one's, I don't think nothing ever like it's ever been done. So
It will take definitely people. It'll be one of them where people see it and go.
even our haters will say fair play.
Yeah.
So
they'll say,
the red ribbon day is going to be before Christmas?
hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully, yeah, and so that's been thank you. That's been
That's
actually in
basically
the.
what I'm saying is you can drop that then, because if this comes out within 2 weeks from now.
No, you can upload it, but I'm saying that we haven't said
We're not
what
guaranteed to
doing.
be in before
Oh,
Christmas,
okay.
so I don't want to
Okay,
upload
cool.
it and then it's like, well, you're not even in there yet.
Cool. Makes
Yeah.
sense, makes sense.
But it's exciting times, and obviously that's good to get a grip on that and let that sort of start doing its thing. And then obviously within the new year, we've got some sort of biggish plans, personal plans for each of us.
Yeah.
And obviously just moving forward, taking Edmonton with us as well, keep them going, keep them fired up, and just sort of maybe dominating, keep dominating social media really.
Yeah.
Keep going at it.
We've just recently gone on to YouTube and started our own YouTube series.
You're smashing it on YouTube
Shout
as
out
well.
Mikey on the.
Shout out our cameraman over there. He's
Mikey was the guy who kind of approached us to kind of get it rolling.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so like we said, we done a TV.
don't give him credit there.
Yeah, I mean, don't give him too much credit. Yeah, no, so off the back of the TV show, it was just a one-off episode.
Yeah.
And Mikey was like a fan of the TV show, and he kind of come to us. Fanboy. He kind of come to us and
He's a number one, mate. He's a number one supporter.
and he come to us and he sort of said, "Look, I thought the TV show was great. What sort of happened?" And then was like, "I really think you guys would be good at a YouTube channel." And then come up here, sold us a dream, delivered nothing. I tell you what.
Absolutely mugged us off, really.
But yeah, and to be fair to him, we've attracted a whole new audience we didn't know was out there. Like, I'm talking some of our best VIP clients now are from YouTube.
They've
Like,
seen
as
you on
in,
YouTube and
you come in and I say, "So what have you seen on Instagram?" They go, "Instagram? No, I see you on YouTube." Like, don't even have a clue about Instagram. They're just kind of
You're not that middle-aged.
Yeah.
A lot of people we serve, I suppose, like our age or a touch older. These people are like the middle-aged
40s, 50s.
audience.
Okay, yeah.
Where like
They're not too much on the phone.
No,
No,
they're not
so
like
not
they're-
social
you know,
media.
You know what it's like? Oh, what's she shy from? Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But
like
like, they'll
commonly,
just watch TV and some put YouTube on and think,
yeah. So quite commonly we'd go like, "Oh, how'd you find out about us, mate?" You know, because we're not a shop front anymore. We ask the question just because we're genuinely intrigued. Like we go, "How'd you find out about us, mate?" YouTube, like backing up their stuff, or whatever. And they're like, "No. My son showed me on YouTube, or I come across you on YouTube." But these people are not. They're like, no, they're not your social media. They're not your Instagram type audience, which is so different now because we haven't really experienced it before. These are like completely different individuals we've never dealt with before, like top people. I've got 10 in my head now. I'm thinking that's like who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just like solid people, good stuff, and it's where we've put our face to the business. You know, we've provided that sort of trust for some people, and they can proper just take what we say, and it's like, I trust you, just get it. You know, they might go, "Oh, could you get a swatch?" Yeah, of course you can. Like, I'll pay for it now. There's no problem.
But do you know what's strange? In Bethnal Green, they'd still come into the shop and get served by you and probably know your face. So by putting our face on social media, it doesn't really change anything, but they're seeing you more often, so I guess you're more familiar to them.
Yeah, you kind of develop a connection and a bond with them.
You do, yeah.
Behind the
like,
camera.
realistically, like we get people come in, they go, "Oh no, I want to be served by Juddy. I want to be served."
Yeah.
Never met him before.
And they come in here and they go, "You're right, Judd or Alex?" And I'm turning to Cal and I turn
He'll
around
go
and I'm
like,
like,
"Do
"You're
we
right,
know-"
have we met before?"
'Cause he's not good
And
at
they're
faces, yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
I'm
"Do we know
terrible.
them?"
"Oh, have we met before?" "No, I've seen you on the YouTube." I'm like, "Oh, you're right." Shake your hand. What's your name? Walk in the room, completely forget the name. I'm like, right. I've got like a 3-second memory.
Yeah, I know.
I like it though. It is good.
No, it is cool.
I genuinely like it.
It is cool.
It's quite. You know, when someone calls you by your name, it's a bit like, you know, it's a bit different. You know what I mean?
you haven't
It's
even
like,
met him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will
it's
open the
nice.
door to them and they're like, "Oh, hi, Cal, you up, mate?" And I'm like, "You alright?"
Yeah, now I'm thinking,
do I
right,
know you or
YouTube
have you-
or
yeah.
have we met before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sat down with that person yesterday.
I've got
and
one
I thought
guy.
we was thinking, it's like,
One guy who sticks out to me who had the best time up here ever. Who is it?
I could say his name and all. Kenny? Is it Ken? No. Kenny? Is it Kenny?
No.
It's Kenny. I
The
know.
tennis. Terrace.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Kenny.
Kenny.
I think it's Kenny.
Which
Good-
Kenny?
No, just a normal guy.
Okay, yeah.
Basically
But
come up here
great
when
customer.
we first opened, like officially, so I think it was the summer, so lockdown was over, come up here, purchased a watch, but his bank declined the payment. So whilst he was authorising it with his bank, we said, "Mate, God, it was a beautiful day."
Beer-
It was
beers on
beautiful.
tap.
I went, "Go on, have beers, sit out there." I don't know whether his bank took that long, or he was just having a real good time at it. He must have sunk about 8 or 10 beers.
I looked out there, there was just like bottles. He was like, I was like, "Mate," he was like, "Oh, he just..."
But he was like,
Going red.
He come back in to buy the watch, sunburn, lagging. Was like, "I've had the best time," and since then he's bought. To be fair, bought more and sent people in, which is what it's all about. It's all about.
But like good, you know, he just supports you. You know what I mean? He's just good as gold, friendly, has a crack, always comes with a smile on his face, and that's like a pleasure. You know, it's just like a pleasure to serve them. People come in and they just want to, they want to, you know, they want to support the movement, keep going, and I just love it. It's fantastic.
you got to look at it as like, without our customers, we're nothing. Kind of thing. You know, it's like a cheesy thing. Like celebrities say it all the time. Like, without my fans, I'm nothing.
But we're not a shop.
Realistically, like without our customers, we are nothing. So they're number one. Who you look at, you need to look after your customers.
Yeah,
you
sure.
need to have that you need to make them feel special and have that like bond with you.
You need to make them feel like they're part of the family.
Exactly, and that's what we try to build, a Trotters family for all our customers. So it's like, you know, they're not just coming here to a random watch shop and feel uncomfortable. Now they're like, I could go Trotters and buy a £1,000 watch, and they're not going to treat me no different. They're so, and that's what we're about.
We get people, honestly, and I'm not even joking about this now. They do come up here and they don't even buy stuff. Like, look at last week.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Yeah, he come up here. Come up here just for a beer. We was a little bit busy, so come out here and watch the football with his son. Absolute pleasure. We don't care.
He come in. He went, anything for me to buy today? He's quite, sort of impulsive like that.
We could sell him anything
And
we
he's
wanted
like,
to.
what do you think? What do you think?
But we're not going to wrongly advise him.
Whatever, yeah, I don't know, is there? He said, no, I bought one last week. I went, oh yeah.
He's got a brilliant watch collection as it is.
He was like,
there's nothing you can really add to it.
No,
and
crazy.
He come in based off YouTube, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And Blinder, good as gold. I won't mention his name. It's good as gold. Brings his son up.
One of our
done his
favourite
son a
customers
little-
between all of us, and we've all got a connection to him.
Yeah.
And
Like
that's the way we want it.
Like three of the guys here are Arsenal, and he's Arsenal. And he phoned up and he went, who's Arsenal?
Staffy.
Like, yeah. He went, he's a couple of tickets. I'll get a couple of tickets behind the thingy, wasn't it?
He's got like a VIP seat, isn't he? Behind
Club level. He's got club level.
That's it.
seats.
Club level. He's like, I'm dropping free tickets. You want to go to the game? I'm not going. Dropped to like free to the boys. Like went, and it's just them little things. Do you know what I mean? We're supposed to giving you stuff. I mean, you're now.
Yeah.
You know, so building that little.
It's a bit unusual when people were so kind to us in the beginning. We're like, whoa,
Yeah.
why are you being so nice?
Yeah, we're so used to that, like Trotters in Bethnal Green, like, be careful, like, you know, could be getting set up here. Listen, we've got our wits about it, but it's kind of like now, it's like, I think people generally kind of want to, because you treat them so well, they kind of want to give back, which is what it's all about, I think.
Another one of our customers the other day come in and he said, one of the guy I deal with specifically, and he said, what are you doing on the day, whatever day it was? And I said, he said, I'll come to Wembley. I've got a box, England versus Albania. Went up there, I win their box, like lovely, you know, a couple of his friends here and that, had a bit of dinner and that, watched the game.
That's just that goodwill as well. Like,
Yeah.
didn't even sell him nothing.
He just come in and said, like, do you want to go? I said, yeah, sweet, I'll come. You know, it's just in little things like that, and it's just, it goes such a long way with us. And like me personally, it just makes you feel a lot better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wants us there to be there or whatever. And it's not always about making money. It's always about building the relationship with the person.
Sometimes, like, a customer comes up, we get chatting, blah, blah, and we're obviously massive car fans here. We love, like, sports cars and whatnot. Sometimes they're like, mate, go downstairs. Cal's driven a Rolls Royce around the block before. They go, no, take the keys. We're like, mate, I don't want to drive, like, your 300 grand car around the corner.
He's like a customer at a McLaren 570 downstairs the other day. I was like, that's like, lovely, man. We get a little video. Jump in, take it around. Oh, no, it's a bit big.
mate.
I don't know, I could curb it. Jump in it, take it around the corner. Oh, no.
You forgot. What car did we drive round and the doors lift up?
Oh, the Louis Vuitton one.
The i8.
One of our customers, a good friend of ours, had a BMW i8 with the doors that lifted up. But he wrapped it in Louis Vuitton.
Oh, is it?
But like we forget, when you open the door, it automatically just like lifts the door up. And like we got stuck in it. Like we're driving around the block. And I was like,
took it a
can't get out of
The
it.
geezer's half like, where are they gone? I went, no, they're all right, trust me.
So yeah, you basically, you never know who's going to walk through this door, and you never know what sort of opportunities we're going to get off this penthouse.
I know you guys have different opinions, and you know you have different thought train, but I want to have an agreement here. I want you guys to come up with something and collectively come up with it. What is the most important thing, the most important aspect for this business to head in the right, like to keep it in the right direction and stay above everyone else?
Attitude.
Towards what?
I should have said that out loud. 1 second. Brad Pitt. Let's do a Brad Pitt moment.
I think slow it down, listen to what customers have got to say, be humble. Money's important, but not that important. And yeah, it's more. I think it's more about the customer, but also Judd's quite good at this. Having stock selection, so having the products, a variety of products.
If you haven't got it,
I always say it, if you haven't got it, you can't sell it.
Okay.
That's our number one motto.
Anyone can turn around and say, oh, I'll get you that. Yeah. Then they've got to find it.
That's our thing. So when our competition says, oh, I can get you that cheaper next week, okay, wait a week.
That's what you're up
You know
against.
what I mean?
When
But
it's
they
like-
want that watch today.
when we've got
you know.
that and it's £10,000, but your customer now said, "Oh, but mate, you can get it for 9.5." Lovely, but I've got it here. 10. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Well, he said 9.5 in 2 weeks. Well,
10, but it's here.
Yeah,
10
and
is here
it's
right now. You
without
walk away
the
with it today,
stories,
not a problem.
You know,
And that's what it's about. Having the variety, having the stock, and having your head screwed on a little bit allows you to move forward whilst being humble at the same time. That's what I think. What do you think, Al?
Yeah, I'd just say it'll just roll into one. Attitude and the customers, you just have to, do you know what I mean? Like I said earlier, without the customers, we don't succeed, don't grow. So
don't move forward.
you have to, especially in this industry now, it's so competitive. You have to be unique and different to everyone else. And I feel like our maybe unique and difference is just how sort of general and down to earth we are. You know, listen, we're not like rollovers. If you come in and you've got attitude, we're going to be like, mate, what's the problem? Like, you know, we're not sort of pushovers, but
For sure,
you've just got to, attitude, customers. It's all about word of mouth, how you grow. So, you know, they recommend you to them, and you just grow like that naturally, because then you all of a sudden gain 10 more new customers. And that's probably who I would say that's who I'm most focused on pleasing, you know, is the customers. So,
but you know what? I think ultimately, I'd say as a team as a whole, because our team's more than doubled since we've been up in size, because it started off of us 3.
Yeah.
And we've more than doubled, and we're on course to tripling it very soon. But no matter who you are and how long you've been here and how long you're looking to stay here, it's knowledge. You'll look around, you'll see books. You know, none of us are fools. And if you're a fool, you're in the wrong place. And if you're trying to sell a product and you don't know as much as the person who's trying to buy it, again, you're in the wrong position. So it's our job to know what we're talking about, you know. So
100%.
If we've got a watch in stock, then it's our job to know what we're selling. I don't want to hear a customer's coming in and saying, "Oh, that watch there you've got and we've got no clue about it." I would come down hard on one of our team members if they didn't know that. And that's the way we run it from the top upwards. So
put it this way, we've got over 200 watches in stock physically. You could ask me, have I got a watch in stock? Any watch you want, you could ask me, and I could probably tell you how many I've got, what year it is, and how much it is. Like,
If you got papers,
Yeah.
without even not seeing the stock.
that's the standard we've raised between the 3 of us now, is like the knowledge and the
commitment.
no, what's the word? The knowledge and the commitment to like the prices. And you know, that's because Alex and Kallum and myself want to know. If you want it, you'll know it. Whereas with trying to teach the new members, you know, like I know it's hard like learning it from the start, but like this is the level you can achieve in a short amount of time. But you've got
need
to
to
want
want
it.
it
You
yourself.
want to know it, yeah.
Knowledge is power.
100%.
Powerful. I've bought watches before just off an instinct because I've seen that watch before. I've come across that in an article or something. Person behind me is like, "Oh, what an idiot." Well, that's why we get the rewards, you know. That's
100%.
be first to that deal.
Do you know what? One more thing. I'll do an emotional one here, so bear with me.
Should we dim the lights?
Yeah. No, an emotional one now. I mean, probably most important as well is the team. You know, making sure that we're all okay as a team before anything really, because like you said earlier, we're a tripod. If one of us falls, we all fall, and that's not even just like a cheesy saying, it's just, that is how it is.
Yeah.
If Judd left tomorrow, if Cal left tomorrow, if I left tomorrow, it would really damage the kind of the brand itself. So we just always make sure we're all okay, and we speak to each other every day. We say like, look, if you're feeling rough and you've had a bit too much, you know, and it's getting to you, have a day off. Or it's
true. You know, we chill together, we work together, we drink together, we party together. So I think like we all sense when one other person isn't right.
Yeah.
We need like a lay-in or a day off or whatever, and we all support each other. And I think if anyone out there is, it doesn't matter what job it is really, I think we've got each other's backs big time.
Yeah.
And if anybody says otherwise, then you're against us as a team. And that's it, innit? We're the strongest, I think, trio you will get out there in our industry. I've not seen it stronger yet.
No, not all.
And we're going to look to move on with it big time.
Especially in terms of like business, we're on it. Like we are on it.
No, you could tell for sure.
Like it becomes like when it boils down to it, when it's game on, it's like not. I don't want to say we're better, but we're.
I
game.
wouldn't pick any other two. I wouldn't pick any other. Sorry, us as a three. There wouldn't be like if you go Premier League. Like, what's your dream team? This is the dream team. Yeah.
And a lot of the watch traders out there will kind of back that in a way that we go Hatton Garden sometimes on the rare, and people are coming to us going, mate, I can get this. Would you reckon? They're asking watch traders are asking us advice of what we think on this, and it's kind of like that for me. Just kind of proves that we are kind of number one.
Yeah, for sure.
But like Judd said, to stay at number one, got to keep up the standards, got to keep the knowledge, kind of
Keep the elevation going.
Yeah.
To remain number one, you got to think that you're number two.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Very true.
I think on that note, guys, we're gonna end the podcast there. But for everyone who's watching, if you want to see more of Trotters, make sure you head over to the YouTube channel by clicking up here right now. Follow us all on Instagram. And I'm not gonna lie, Cynthia's wrists are looking empty, so I think we need to go shopping.
Let's come and take you to the
come
room.
through.
Let's go. Good man.
Raheem, thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Cheers.
Sweet. And I'll catch you guys on the next episode of CEOCAST. Cool.
That's a wrap.
Good man.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, man, good. That's thank you. Yeah, it's good.
Appreciate that.
I'm so grateful and so proud of myself.
Hire me to be a developer, so that's gonna come.
The whole team, every single one of us. These watches I've known for. These are
Challenge me. Subscribe. Do everything you need to do, yeah?